It's winter in Canada. All right, let's start putting this together. I know you fit. I know you fit. There we go. There, that's in place. And I believe Andy was saying these are 7 gauge / 10 square millimeters. 4 gauge, which I believe is 20 millimeter. Okay, so let me see if I take, can you even see what I'm doing? Take these two, pinch them together. Yeah, I can get the two 7 gauges into a 5 gauge. So one 4 gauge fit onto a 2 by 7 gauge on these JK BMS is just fine. There. Crimped. I need a wire that comes up like this. Super convenient extension cord. Thought I would show you what I'm doing. So this is the lead that's going to go up to the main battery negative. So this is one of the longer flexible bus bars I'm reusing as an extension cord for the BMS. I've got a serrated nut, and it will be forevermore buried in string tubing. And on the other side of the BMS, same arrangement, another serrated nut joining. It's going to hook up to the bottom of the smart shunt. So I've got that shrunk bolted together, going up to the smart shunt. The other side, going up to the battery main negative. These are kind of close together, which makes me a bit nervous. I think when I build the final battery, I'll put a standoff or put a protective sheath over it or something. I don't think it's a really big deal because it would be the two sides of the BMS, which probably wouldn't be great to short out, but I don't think it would be catastrophic either. Oh no! I don't know how long my microphone's been unplugged. Sorry if the audio's been shit up till now. Audio's hard. I keep saying that. This really long one's going to become a very short one. All right, now the last question is, what orientation? I want that orientation, which puts it in line with the, okay. There. So this is going to come like this. That's going to come like that. You know what? I think I'm going to go 4 10 gauge for this one as well. Anything with a tight bend in the final battery is going to be 4 by 10 gauge. I think that's just going to be Maddie's new rule. All right, time to break out the clear heat shrink tubing. You can see the little contraption I've made here. Drop in here. Really curious to see how clear this is going to be. Okay, the key thing I want you to be able to see in the future is the JLLN 200 amp. So if you're below it, you know what to buy. Okay, I should have cut that longer. Ow, 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 ow. It's like a rotisserie. Okay, heating from the center out left less wrinkles and a better grab than starting from the outside and working my way in. Slightly longer and heat from the inside out. So the next thing to do is to mount this in the faceplate and figure out how I'm going to get these wires, which means it's time to look at grommets. I wasn't able to figure out what grommet would be the best style for this. So I bought a pair of each that seemed like viable candidates. I think almost all of these are going to require being put on the wire before I put the terminals on. One thing I've been wondering is, how much of a one-way trip was assembling this? I'm curious if I can pull these apart again. I don't know if you can see this, but okay, so it looks like it's fairly easy to push these back out. There we go. If you remember when we were putting these Anderson connectors in, there was a metal plate that caught on a lip on the bottom of the actual pin. I'm hoping I can push on that to release the pin. Where is something I have that's long and pointy? Oh, Tatters, you're being so cute. Okay, the trick is going to be being able to pull the pin out while still pushing the plate down. It worked. Got it out. So what I'm doing is I'm using my toe to hold the wire down, pushing this out, jamming this. Oh, you are so damn cute. Okay. Whoops. When he licks my arm like this and I've stopped petting him, it's his warning that you better pet me or I'm going to bite you. Hey, buddy. Oh, come on. I got the negative out, so I know it's possible now. There. Got it. Sweet as. Yeah, I'm going to have to... Oh, can I get... I don't think I can get the Anderson connector out. I think I'm just going to have to sacrifice this one, which is such a shame because these Anderson connectors are very expensive. Marine stuff ain't cheap. Can I even get this? So it looks like I can get the grommet. Well, Oh, is that a one-way trip? This one here? It feels like it's going click, click, click when I'm tightening it. No, that can't be right. I have to be able to get this off. Why are you clicking like that? Why is this... It turns to tighten easily, but it doesn't want to back off. Watch me break it before I even get to use it. Okay, so that's... Oh, these little fingers are what we're grabbing. I don't know if you can see this. They were grabbing on the inside of this barrel. So the clicking I was hearing was the click, 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 click over that. Right, okay, so that's off. Yes, I can... Okay, so I can put these over the Anderson connectors after the fact. I'm driving myself crazy trying to save this. Well, you know what? I'll leave a bit of length so that this end might be usable later someday. But if I put this... Yeah, I can easily afford that. Okay, another spare. Let's get that out. This wire to have any potential use in the future. You know what? Can I get this out without damaging? How much does this rubber stretch? Ugh! Woo! Got that one out. So yes, you can pull the Anderson connector out through the back of the boot without damaging it. Today I learned. So these ones feel pretty skookum. Question is, will they tighten down? Are you gonna lock in place if I do this? Well, you know what? I bought these to experiment. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so as I tighten it, it starts to grab. Oh, I find if I squeeze this here, it gets really easy to spin off. Okay, I think I figured out the trick of these. So far, I like these. So that's one option for grommets. Second option for grommets. I've got white ones. I've got black ones, black ones. Let's see how these work. Mamas, get your babies hooked on boatings and batteries and they won't have money for trouble. Whoop! Knock that one. Oh, this one, the rubber piece comes off separate. Oh, and this one's got a gasket. Sorry if I'm not making a lot of sense. I'm just kind of thinking and figuring as I go. The nice thing is I can drill a very large hole and actually pull these right out through the front because the body here is wider than the ring terminals. You might be asking, why am I putting these together? I just want to hold it all in place to see what kind of space I actually have to work with. Negative is going to be on the left, positive is going to be on the right. Or I could come down like that and get more slack on it. Okay, so point is, this is also a candidate. I like this one because it's got a dedicated gasket to help create a watertight seal. So I think right now this is my favorite, though the depth of this coming out the back is not insubstantial. Now we're going for the wee little ones. Oh wait, no, there's another big skookum one here. Let's see what this one is. Oh, these are metal! How cool is that? Purely aesthetically, the idea of having metal grommets. Yes, please. How did these work? It's got to compress on this to bite into the thing. But there's a gasket, but the gasket's on the back. I don't see a separate screw. How is this supposed to work? Am I supposed to buy my own separate nut? What? Oh, I want to like these, but they seem to be expecting you to have another piece. So you can pull the plastic housing off. And put it in either way. And I'm assuming that would go over and grab onto the... Yeah, see, once it starts to bite down on the wire, it gets really hard to tighten it down, which doesn't leave... What? If that compresses the wire, what holds it into the face? Okay, I must be missing something on these, but for now, as much as I love the idea of using metal, that's not going to work. Okay, so you're in the reject pile for now. Now, our two smallest plastic ones. These are going to be the most oh, wait a second. I think these are for 10 gauge. Yeah, that's not going to fit. These must be for my 10 gauge ones. I bought some grommets for them. You're not useful right now. And I bet you the other smaller white one. Well, I've got two more. Okay, so these are 10 gauge. 10 gauge, you can go up here for now. Is this an unboxing video? Yeah, these look to be 10 gauge as well. Oh, no. They might be... Nope, these are 4 gauge. Ooh, and they're really nice and small. That would go like that. That would compress down. But that's the same deal. How do I... None of these are coming with screws for the back, except for the one. Why would it not come with all the parts you need? I don't know. I must be missing something. If anybody's used to using these grommets, are you expected to buy your own nuts for the back? Okay, well, I can't use them. Let's try these ones. Okay, so these ones come with nuts, and it's got a gasket, and it's got a front piece, and it's relatively small. Ladies, gents, and others, did we just finally find a winner? That on first. Then I would put this on. That would tighten down. That would come out the back. That's got a rubber gasket. It'd be nice if that threaded piece was a bit bigger because that's only a couple threads in to grab. But you know what? If worse comes to worse, I could relieve some of the space in the back with a Forstner bit, which I need to buy myself for Christmas. Yeah, you know what? I think these are going to be the winner. They're not going to fit very nicely on this faceplate, but on the finished one, I just have to keep it thinner. So now I know which one of these I'm going to use. I know what size holes to make for here. Okay, how much space do I have? Measuring implement, I had one, there it is. If I come down 4 centimeters to the center of the hole, it should be okay. So 4 centimeters to the center. I'm just drawing a line on the back. Where's the tape of measuring? 33 is 145 to the center. No, that's not right. 33 is 150 plus 15 is 165 to the center. What is the spacing? 26. So 13 on either side. There we go. So the circled plus signs, whatever you want to call them, are where I'm going to drill the holes for this. How big does this hole have to be? Oh, and all my drill bits are in imperial, so I'm going to switch over to imperial. 11/16. Oh wow. That's gonna leave almost no meat here. I wonder if I should spread them apart and then have the two wires come in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna come over exactly 1 centimeter. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. Cut here. There we go. Okay, maybe I should have definitely drilled these a bit bigger. Radio. So the key thing here is, where am I mounting the main disconnect switch? So I'm going to use this bottom hole as my reference. Okay, let me do some mathing here. Okay, that should represent the size of the wood on the inside. So with that, I know that I'm going to be sitting roughly like this. Give myself a millimeter or two of space. Okay, now can I use this to find the center? Can you tell I'm just completely winging it right now? I did this on the last box, but I don't remember how. So that should be the center of the switch. So I just need to measure the outer diameter of this. Now, how to find the little holes. I don't need to do that. Once I mount this, I can just scratch it, pull it out, and drill. Okay, so that's the only thing I need to drill here. I just need to now know how big of a drill bit to use. And of course, all my drill bits are in Imperial. So it looks like I want 2 9/16, but I don't imagine I have something like that. Okay, that should be that sorted. I'm still gonna have to figure out the precharge resistor switch. I just marked up all the good side. Oh, damn it. This is the front I wanted. That's the back. How the hell am I gonna edit this down and not make this a 2-hour fucking epic? Okay, these holes are still good. I just need to move everything there over here. All I have to do is transfer this dimension and this dimension over here and I'm good. I need to figure out the precharge resistor button. You know what, I'll put it off to the side. Okay, that'll be the button for the precharge resistor. Am I forgetting anything else? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make space over here for this cable to come through. If I'm worried about falling water, I could almost make a hole here and then put a little cover over it like that, like you see for like a mini version of what you see for bringing wires in from a solar panel. But that's too much for now. For now, I'm just going to notch it out. 2 3/4. Okay. Okay, so that should be the center line to the VE direct port. 23. 1 centimeter wide. VE direct. Right, okay, I finally have a drill plan for my faceplate. Let me show you. So, in summary, I've got, ooh, wow, that's a weird claw-looking thing. I've got the 2 holes for the grommets where the main wire is going to the Anderson, centered down just a little bit. Off to the side, I've got a 1/2 inch hole I'm going to drill for the VE direct cable. Down below is a mistake. Down on the left, there is the center hole for the main battery disconnect. I have a hole I'm going to drill for the precharge resistor. And that's it. That's my cutting plan. You've seen me drill and cut enough stuff now. It's not worth me moving the camera gear. I'm just going to go down and do all of this, widen up the holes, and I'll be right back. And there we go. I need to figure out now what I'm doing with these wires. What's my longest piece of spare red cable? Left over from when I shortened up the long run. It's going to be right about there. Oh, made it a bit too long. Okay, now it sits all the way in nicely. There's the first one. That is a very satisfying click. There we go. Now that's reassembled. So the cap goes on, And then this goes on with the long end up, the rubber up. Got those on. Now I'm going to put it in like this because my black is heading off to the left, my red is heading off to the right. So my goal is to let this hang, but not quite touch the floor, about that much. But of course, sticking out, it's going to droop. It's not going to go straight down like I had it. So, put the rings on the back. I just want to know how long to cut these so I can put the ring terminals on. Then I can take this whole assembly out and set it aside. I think that is acceptable. In no circumstance will that actually touch the bottom. So now this is fixed. I can sort out the length of these wires. On the black side, I'm going to come in like this. So this will go into the bottom of the Victron Smart Shunt. Honestly, I wouldn't even really have to cut it at all, and I could leave a lot of extra slack, but do I really want to do that? Why would I want to leave more slack than I need to? That's just extra resistance. Not a lot of resistance, but still some resistance. Yeah, I'm going to cut it right about here. Now let's figure out the positive side. So the positive comes in and drops down into the back of the switch here. So the nice thing about the ground going down and back up is that I don't have to be super accurate, because it's really, if I'm too short, then I shorten up the waterfall. If it's too long, then the waterfall's a bit longer. With the positive, I'm dropping straight down into the switch. But then again, look at how much more negative run I have before I get into this. Maybe I want this to be a bit longer. Maybe I intentionally want to waterfall it. Try to keep the positive and negative relatively equal. If I do that, really roughly, I'm looking at 20, 30, 60, roughly 80 centimeters. Wow, that's a lot of cable in there. Okay, so if that's about 80 centimeters, and that is, say, 25. I want this to be roughly 55 to balance out the negative, which is basically the full length. Now, does it really matter if the positive and the negative are equal, so long as they match in all of my batteries? And I don't think it does. So if I do this, the amount of positive packed into here will equal about the negative packed into here. Now, it's not really the same thing because it's going through the BMS, but it is still all in the negative run. What can I do with all of this positive? Yeah, I can make it fit. Yeah, I think this will be okay. Nope. Nope. I could start a little store, my own little chandlery of electrical ring terminals. All right, what have I got here? Nope. That's the right size. That's the right size. Okay, so I need 2 of these. Oh, I said I was going to take these off and not try to do this and risk breaking my board. Oh, wow, that's actually on there really tight already. Okay, well, these were already on really tight. Okay, I guess I'm just going to do it right on here. Best laid plans of mice and men and all that. If I actually break this faceplate, I am going to cry something fierce. It was not the cheapest to build up a little warehouse worth of parts, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't nice. I just noticed something. When you're shrinking this stuff with the resin lining, hold the heat not until it stops shrinking, but until you suddenly see a ring of goo pop out. Next, let's put the precharge resistor button in. I just realized something. I'm gonna have to, when I take this out and put this in, I'm gonna have to basically lift it straight up like this because this cord is so short. You know what, in the final version, I think what I'll do is take some of the length out of here and make this loop around so I've got more flexibility here. That's why we're building this second prototype. Work out all of these kinks. All right. So, whoop. Okay, these can fall out now. It's okay. I know they fit. You, go away. So that's going to go in like that. Oh, you know what I can do? If I pop this off, there we go. Now I have all the flexibility in the world. Why it took me that long to realize that, I don't know. I'm smart. Why does that feel funny? It feels like something just broke on my switch. No, 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 you're not allowed to break. Please tell me that was just something sitting home. It suddenly felt like this was spinning free. Oh, it's still got its threads. Wow, that felt weird. Okay, well anyways, back to it. Oh! The ring terminal started bending at a very aggressive angle. That's what I was feeling. Normally I'd be concerned about abusing the hell out of that ring terminal, but it carries so little current for such a short period of time. I'm not going to worry about it too much. You can't see this, but I'm actually using my toe wrapped around the dial of the switch to help hold this in place. If you have appendages, you might as well put them to use. Let's put the back on like so. Why are you not going in? You are the last one. Thank you. She ain't the prettiest, but positive side is done. In fact, the negative side is done too. All I have left to do is to connect this to that, and then I can actually start putting the battery back together. Woo! There you have it. So proper grommets now on the Anderson connector. There's our main disconnect switch, precharge resistor. There's no soft on-off switch with this new JK BMS. I would like at some point to figure out how to put some status LEDs or a charge percentage monitor or something on here. You've got it, the main negative coming into the B- on the JK, out to the P-, up to the Victron Smart Shunt battery terminal, and then from the other side of the Smart Shunt, down into the Anderson connector. I have the main battery positive going down through the T-class, down into 200 amp little fuse T-class, down into the main battery disconnect, and then out of the main battery disconnect along to the Anderson connector. And the switch is bridged through a 50 ohm, 50 watt resistor that goes to the precharge resistor button. Somewhere while struggling to put the faceplate on, the camera battery died. And I also realized I forgot to put the Victron power cable in, so I have to pull it all apart again. There's times in a big project where it just feels like nothing's going right and all you want to do is just say hit and quit. Those times will pass. This is bent and actually cracking. I'm almost wondering if I should put a new Fay roll on it. No, it still seems to have enough of a connection. All right, put that in there, pull this up through here. That goes to the battery positive. Now let's put it together again. All right, that's in, that's out of the way. Let's bring this home, hopefully for the last time, at least for the last time for a while. It's together. I think this is enough for one part. I'm going to leave the JK BMS and start up for the next video. I'm the Digital Mermaid. This has been one hell of an unexpectedly large project. I'm really happy with it. It's given me lots of insight as to how I want to build the final box, and the final box is going to be made out of really high quality wood. Well, water resistant, whatever is the nicest water resistant, rot resistant wood I can find. See you next week. We get this thing fired back up with the brand new BMS. Cheers.